I was never a great fan of the kind of the classic sitcoms. I was a bit more of a Buster Keaton girl myself. Give me Fleabag, give me Mum, give me stuff that is going to make me laugh and make me cry, and deal with proper stuff. I mean, Mum deals with so many issues, and you don't have to. It doesn't. If you're dealing with grief, it doesn't have to be under the umbrella of heavy, serious three-part drama. It can be under the umbrella of comedy, and why not? And I personally just love this new wave of comedy that's happening at the moment.
And in turn, that requires subverting one of the absolute basics of the traditional TV sitcom, which was you had the characters, and once you realised who they were, they stayed in character all the way through. So, you know, Captain Mannering is always Captain Mannering, Hyacinth Bucket is always Hyacinth Bouquet, all the way through. They never change, whereas in Mum, as in Fleabag, characters change and alter, and you see them differently by the end.
Yeah, and that's I think that's part of their appeal, that you watch Kathy, to talk about Mum, obviously that's what I'm here for. Kathy's journey over the 2 years. You know, it's a quiet journey, and it's a very private journey. But you also see her son's journey, him dealing with the grief of the loss of his father. You see Peter Mullen, Michael's journey, trying to tell this woman that he's loved her for 40 years. And the audience are with that because they want, everyone's own personal life is a journey. Of course, it's very funny watching Hyacinth Bouquet be Hyacinth Bouquet, and you can put her in a situation and almost the audience know ahead of it how she's going to happen and what's coming. Great, it's a certain type of humour, and there's nothing to say that there's anything wrong with it, but that's not what this is.
So are we at a moment with Fleabag and Mum and all the rest of it where the sitcom has grown up?
Yes, and I don't know what we should call it anymore. What do we call this new genre of comedy? I think that the sitcom has grown up. I think television's growing up. And I think all these changes are significant and rather wonderful. Bring them on.
And you talk about Kathy's story and the development and the change in Kathy. Is it about Kathy finally having the courage to decide and grab what she wants for herself?
Yes, and it's about Kathy and Michael. You know, all along they've not been ashamed about what they're feeling.
You know, it's funny you should bring this up, because I don't know if you know this, but I've actually won several international awards for walking slowly.
Have you?
You'd be amazed how slowly I can walk. I used to teach snails to linger.
Show me.
You want to watch a man walk slowly?
Yeah, but you'll do. It's also about saying, look, here is a middle-aged couple who are falling in love. They're behaving like teenagers falling in love. And that's the point when you're in love and you're 50, 60, 70, 80, I guess.
Yes.
The feelings, the love, that bubble, that butterfly, that heat that you feel for somebody is still there. It's not muted because you're older.
And of course, like Kathy, Peter is famously tongue-tied the whole way through. He gazes and smiles and says nothing and is put upon. To what extent is this a comedy of silences?
The silences are important, but I think what's important is that the audience, especially with Kathy and Michael, that you can see what they're thinking. And what people have fallen in love with is just looking at Peter Mullen's character, look at my character Kathy. You know, it's extraordinary. And he says in this series, he has a line where he just looks at Kathy and he says, "You melt me like butter, Kathy." It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Yeah.
Thank you very much indeed for talking to us.
Thank you.
Lesley Manville there. And the new series of Mum starts this Wednesday at 10 o'clock on BBC Two. Now, the government